Now, my friends, we're diving headfirst into the geopolitical circus that is the Ukraine conflict, where the stakes are high and the strategies are, well, let's just say, they're as clear as mud after a vodka-fueled polka party. On one side, we have Kamala Harris, NATO's cheerleader-in-chief, waving the pom-poms of democracy and emptying America's piggy bank faster than you can say Javelin missile. She's pledged a whopping $20 billion in aid to Ukraine because apparently money does grow on trees, or at least on the Federal Reserve's printing press. This latest injection brings the total US aid package to a mind-boggling $64 billion since the conflict began. That's more than the GDP of some countries, folks. It's like we're playing Monopoly with real money, and Ukraine is Boardwalk with hotels. But wait, in the other corner, we have Donald Trump, the deal-maker extraordinaire who thinks he can solve global conflicts faster than microwaving popcorn. He's promising to end the war in 24 hours, presumably by telling Putin, "You're fired," and expecting him to pack up his tanks and go home. It's like watching a chess master play against someone who thinks checkers is a good warm-up for international diplomacy. Now, let's not forget about J.D. Vance, Trump's running mate and the self-proclaimed aid terminator. He wants to pull the plug on the whole shebang faster than you can say budget cut. His peace plan? Have Ukraine roll over faster than a submissive puppy. I'm sure that will go down well in Kyiv. It's like he's playing geopolitical Jenga, but instead of carefully removing pieces, he's just kicking the whole tower over. Meanwhile, our good old friend NATO has been busier than a cat in a room full of laser pointers, setting up new command centres and playing military Tetris all over Eastern Europe. They've just opened a shiny new command centre in Germany, presumably to coordinate their collective head-scratching over this mess. It's like they're preparing for World War III, the sequel, now with more explosions. But here's the real kicker, my friends. While Harris is treating the conflict like a never-ending game of Risk, Trump's claiming he can end it faster than you can say Kov-Feify. It's like comparing a slow-cooker diplomatic stew to a microwave peace deal. One's throwing money at the problem, the other's throwing, well, we're not quite sure what Trump's throwing, but it's certainly not conventional wisdom. Now, speaking of funding, Harris wants to keep the money printer going BRR, while Trump's suggesting a loan system. Because nothing says we've got your back, like sending an invoice after the war, right? It's like offering someone a life jacket, but only if they promise to return it dry cleaned. And let's not forget the absurd voter poll categories, my friends. Apparently, more Americans can name Ukrainian dishes than find Ukraine on a map. It's a good thing geography isn't a prerequisite for foreign policy decisions, eh? Next thing you know, we'll be basing our military strategy on a game of pin the tail on the Donbas. So there you have it, folks. Two candidates, two wildly different approaches to a conflict that's about as easy to solve as a Rubik's Cube in a blindfold. One's throwing money at the problem, the other's throwing, well, we're not quite sure what Trump's throwing, but it's certainly not conventional wisdom. In this high-stakes game of international poker, the only sure bet is that whoever wins, the taxpayers are going all in. If you enjoyed this rollercoaster of international drama, hit that subscribe button faster than Trump can say deal. Remember, in the world of geopolitics, it's always better to be informed than in the dark, even if that information makes you want to laugh and cry at the same time. I'm Ron DeParmesan, and this has been another Newscat special report.